All righty. So, part 4 of the Sync video training series is all about our labels and what they mean and why we use them. I think it's important that anytime you add a new lead into Sync that we are consistent with how we're labeling each individual lead, in that not only they're receiving certain information, which I'll go into that in a minute, but also that, again, nobody else is worried about following up with certain clients because they weren't put or labeled properly. For example, if any of you guys as a buyer or listing specialist put in a new lead but don't label the source and or a label itself, I'm not going to know the difference as to how that new lead came through and whether it's my responsibility to contact them or not. So we put in some fail safes, and labels are one of those to make sure that we kind of understand what's going on. First thing you're going to notice, or actually we're going to kind of start from the beginning. If you have entered a new lead and have not been able to contact them, but you are looking to try to get a hold of them, the suspect campaign is triggered by the suspect label. And we'll get into auto tracks and what that means here in a little bit. But the suspect label down here is going to be the label that you want to use when you're trying to get a hold of somebody but have not been able to get a hold of somebody. Moving forward, that next one, if we are able to get a hold of somebody but we have yet to set an appointment, that's going to be where they're a prospect. Okay, so we go suspect when you haven't gotten a hold of them, prospect once they've been contacted in the pipeline. And again, I'll get into what the label or what that label will trigger as far as information received here in a moment as well. From there, the next label is naturally going to be an appointment set. So appointment set is labeled up in pink over here near the top. From there, if you've got somebody who has signed either a buyer's agreement or listing agreement, maybe even land contract with you, whatever it might be, they're going to become a client. All right. So the next label here is going to be a client. That's when they're actively working with you. If you've got somebody who's worked with you in the past that has referred 2 or more clients to you afterwards, they're going to be what's called our raving fan. They are obviously a big fan of what we do here at BP, you as a specialist, and we want to make sure that we include information to them, and we invite them to a little bit more, I guess, proactive client events that we're going to be doing, the kind of early access to stuff. So that's going to be a raving fan label down here. Following that, a past client is going to be anybody that's done business with you in the past. Any transaction that you've had, you want to make sure that once that goes through, once they've closed, that you enter the past client label here, which is labeled in purple. Anybody that you enter that is part of your personal sphere, meaning it is not company generated business or open house generated business or event generated business, let's make sure that we are putting the personal sphere label that is in conjunction with your name. So for example, if Kaylee were to go and enter in, say, her mom, we want to make sure that we are putting the label that is her sphere on that customer. All right, and we got one more here that we're going to make sure that we also include. That's Core 100. We did a big push here recently to try to generate more relationships, and that's our Core 100 business partners, people that we are exclusively partnered with, that we want to make sure that we tell all of our active clients and prospective clients about. So if you know somebody who runs a business that is a part of that, Core 100 is going to be the label you're going to apply for that. Some of these other labels aren't as necessary for you to know. If you did have somebody that you met at an open house and you want to make sure that they're receiving information about maybe similar homes, that's where the open house label comes in really, really handy. Okay. Specifically for those that work as a part of our Ramsey kind of trusted platform, any Ramsey lead that we have is a part of our Ramsey 14 Days of Pain, which we're going to be tweaking here anyways. Anybody that you have, let's see, actually, I think that's about it. So if there are any questions about labels, again, feel free to go and ask for clarification to your lead, to either Leslie or myself as well.